possible.
And a very good morning to you and welcome to UPMC Nolan Park in County Kilkenny. Yeah, you heard me rightly. It's still morning. It's just 20 past 11 here in the city of Kilkenny, and we're live for the Very Ireland National Camogie League Division 1 encounter between, of course, old rivals Cork and Kilkenny. Our camera there at the moment, you can see the match officials in the middle today. Match official will be John Dermody of Westmeath, and we're here as part, of course, of a double header at UPMC Nolan Park. Of course, the hurlers playing later on, but we're going to be worrying about the Kilkenny and Cork Camogie teams. And as a camera with Luke on duty here today up in the gantry, a very busy Nolan Park gantry, we're looking at the home side who have fraughting a little bit, I suppose, over the last couple of weeks. Eventually got the win against Dublin, but after their opening 2 losses, and they have a little bit to play for here. I'd imagine pride part of it, maybe out of the league, maybe not. It's waiting to see how things ultimately turn out of this weekend's fixtures. For Cork then at the far end of the field, and Matthew Toomey has brought his side here in a rich vein of form, went to the rag the last day against Tipperary and came out with a 2-point success. A tough enough battle, one that they looked like they were clearly going to win. Got a little bit tougher in the second half, but they got there in the end. So they're here today, well, bubbling along, knowing that a victory here today would guarantee them that league final position, and then it's a scrap between Tipperary and Galway to see who will be joining them. So that game is on the way. My name is Killian Whelan, forgot to mention maybe at the top there, and I'll be bringing you the best of the action over the next hour and 20 minutes or thereabouts. But let's head to the managers then, as we look down there at Cork at the moment. They will be joining us shortly with Matthew Toomey, but firstly we're going to hear from the home side and manager Brian Dowling. This is the Kilkenny Camogie team come out on the field. We're joined by manager Brian Dowling. Brian, you know, maybe in the context of things you're out of the running now for this league final, but still marking big games ahead to set you up for championship, I suppose.
Yeah, look, I suppose we had 2 setbacks early on in the league, lost the first 2, but bet Dublin the last day. So, look, this is a big game for us. We're at home, no matter when we play Cork. You know, we always want to perform, and sure, Cork are the same coming up here. And it's a massive test. Cork are absolutely flying it, you know, putting up huge scores. So we know it's going to be a huge battle today, and we're going to have to be our very best if we want to come out with any points.
Last year you had to go to the well a little bit, Brian, over time, and you seemingly have to go to the well a bit now again as well. You know, other girls having to step up, and you know, losing someone like Marian Walsh is a big blow to you ultimately.
Yeah, look, I think we've been to the well a lot of times now, and I don't see a change in this year. Look, again, you're playing good teams, you're always going to have to dig in and stay going as long as you can. Look, Marion's picked up a bad injury there, and look, unfortunately, it's the same as the last couple of years, big injuries, but look, it's the same thing as the message is saying, it's the same as the last couple of years. Just players have to step up now, and that's it.
Yeah, and an opportunity, as you said, for someone, of course, the Doyle's coming back into the reckoning, and we know Kellyanne obviously starting.
Yeah, look, Kellyanne's making her first start since last year, which is absolutely brilliant. She's worked really hard the last couple of weeks there, last couple of months. Huge effort, coming back from her third cruciate. So look, hopefully she'll go well today. Delighted to see her back on the pitch. She got 20 minutes against Dublin there and was really good, so it was great. And Aoife has her running session done there this morning already. She's very close coming back as well. So look, it's great to get them girls back and get back into contention for us.
We should have best luck today.
Okay, thank you.
Right, we're moments away from this Cork and Kilkenny tussle here. Matthew Toomey coming out with a big smile on his face because you sit top of the table, Matthew, everything going so well for you so far.
Yeah, but I suppose the smile on the face is looking forward to the challenge. These are the games you want to see exactly where we're at. Everything before us and everything in front of us doesn't matter, just it's about the game today. We're looking forward to playing Kilkenny.
Can't afford maybe in a way though, Brian, even after the 3 games, a slip up here today, because now, with the chasing pack of Tip and Galway, you could get into a messy situation, let's say.
Genuinely, we don't even think about it. We're in the game against Kilkenny for 60 minutes, that's all we're thinking about. This fierce rivalry between us all through the years, and obviously after the All-Ireland defeat last year, we're smarting still, so I know they're not after a great start, they're going to be hurting as well, so that's what we want to see, the players now being put under that kind of pressure.
Now, Brian, being honest with us, probably has written off the league, but of course taking a chance against Cork, he isn't going to be lying down, let's say.
Not at all, it's just a free shot off us really, in their own way, so they're a great team, we know that, I know they're down a few players, we're down 7 or 8 players, but it's still, that's what you want squads for. This is the time to see what they're made of, and Brian, I know Brian's the same.
Wish you the best luck, Matthew.
Thanks a million, thanks.
So you hear from both managers. Matthew Toomey, of course, reckons he's going to have a tough game here today. There's no doubting about that. Brian Dowling, as you mentioned, probably feels the league is gone from them. But look, 2 big games ahead and good tests ahead of the Leinster Championship. Of course, Cork today and Tip the next day. Tip knowing that they probably will have to beat Kilkenny if they were to get themselves into a league final. But let's look at Kilkenny then as they go through the warm-up there under the watchful eye of Brian Dowling there just on the bottom right of your screen, and it is with Aoife Norris of Piltown in goal, Michelle Tehan of James Stevens, Grace Walsh of Tullerone, and Miriam Bambrook of Barra Rangers. They're the full back line. The half back line sees one change. Steffi Fitzgerald of Young Ireland's will be out on the right wing back position. Claire Phelan holding her place, and a nice interview with her if you haven't caught it yet on the camogie.ie website with Dara Cahor during the week. She recently married, of course, but she hasn't stopped her playing her camogie and lining up with her county, and she's here today wearing the number 6 shirt from Lisdowney. And the change comes that the other Fitzgerald sister has been replaced. Tiffany not lining out the start here today, and she's replaced by number 17, and that is coming into the team here today. I just confirmed the number. I'm not sure if it's Ciara or Niamh Phelan, but it's one of the Phelans from Dixborough anyway, and we just might have the wrong number there on that. We'll confirm that for you in the next minute or two. Laura Murphy from O'Loughlin Gales, she will be joined alongside Kellyanne Doyle, and what a player Kellyanne is, coming back from numerous cruciate injuries and everything. She's back out again for 2023 doing her bit, and she's lined out here ready to go today and getting the start and the UPMC Nolan Park. The half forward line, Julianne Malone, Niamh Deely and Michaela Keneally, they are the ones that will be lined out 10, 11 and 12. And then in the full forward line, it's Asha McCarty, Katie Power, and replacing Jenny Clifford from Dixborough will be number 18, Sophie O'Dwyer of James Stevens. You might remember Sophie, of course. She's the one that got that match-winning goal against Cork in the 2022 All-Ireland final. Of course, the Kilkenny won by a single point. In last year's league, of course, they drew in a game in terrible conditions down in Páirc Uí Chaoimh at 1-8 apiece. We turn to look at Cork. as they go through their final stages here under the watchful eye of their manager Matthew Toomey. They've made one change. It was the same change that was made against Tipperary. Pamela Mackey still not back from that injury, and Cork have a few more additions to their panel today, which obviously shows that the injuries and everything are clearing up. But it will start with Amy Lee of Napirsig in goal, Maeve Murphy of Balnora, St. Colum's Libby Coppinger and Maeve Cahalan of Napirsig. They will be the full back line. As aforementioned then, number 18 Hannah Looney of Killa will be out on the right wing. Laura Tracy and Laura Hayes will be alongside her there on the half back line. Tracy, of course, our player of the match the last day, she will resume there in the number 6 shirt. At centre field, it's the Kersey Rovers pairing of Saoirse McCarthy and Fiona Keating. Keep an eye on them. Both of them have contributed scoreboard in both their matches, the last 2 matches. So Fiona as well has scored in all 3 of their encounters so far in this year's league against Dublin, Clare and Tip. In the half forward line then, it's Izzy O'Regan of Ballygarvan. Killis Chloe Sigerson will be on the 40, and it's Cleany Healy out on the left wing. And in the full forward line then, it's Amy O'Connor, the captain from St. Vincent's, Orla Cahalan, who got a fabulous goal against Tipperary in the Rag the last day at full forward, and of course the former Down All-Ireland intermediate winning player Saoirse McCartan, now of course ensconced well in the Rebel County representing St. Finbarrs. She will be lining out with number 15 on her back. So of course these are the teams here today for the encounter in UPMC Nolan Park. And well, Kilkenny might feel that it's gone, but they could still have a major say in what is going to happen here with regards to this encounter. And just to let you know that it is number 19 Niamh Phelan who replaces Tiffany Fitzgerald. So the Niamh of the Phelans in Dixborough, she's the one that gets the start here for Tiffany Fitzgerald today. So 2 changes for Kilkenny, 1 for Cork. And we're moments away from the throw in here. And matters will be, as he said, under the watchful eye of John Dermody. John, of course, is well-known official now at this stage within the Camogie circles, and was in charge of Cork against Tipperary the last day. Just to give you a quick rundown then on the game so far. Kilkenny lost to Clare in the opening game 2-7 to 11 points, lost to Galway then by 117 to 113, and then got the win over Dublin by 17 points to 11. So close enough encounters. Probably the one that irks them the most is that loss to Clare on the opening day. That probably then just changed the hand a little bit, and of course picking up the injury that they have to Miriam Walsh is probably stuck in the neck a little bit after her good performance against Clare that day. Katie Nolan, of course, as well, another player that is badly missed from that forward line. She come back from a hamstring injury over the next couple of weeks. Of course, Cork have put up a big scores against Dublin and Clare, 317 to 5, 219 to 110, and then beat Tip in a great game in the Rag, 114 to 112. They next play Galway on the 26th, so that's today week in Páirc Uí Chaoimh as part of a double header at 12 noon. The next game for Kilkenny is next Saturday, and that is against Tipperary. So we're moments away. Amy Lee making the charge down. Amy is well covered up, and so is her subkeeper Molly Lynch, all in preparation for this, as he said, encounter here this afternoon. And going in for the throw in here is Chloe Sigerson alongside Fiona Keating. It's 8 and 9 or 5 and 9 for Kilkenny. So Steffi Fitzgerald alongside Kellyanne Doyle. And I will give a nod to the kit manufacturers for Kilkenny. Clear numbers on the back of the black and amber makes a huge difference to a commentator's life and a cameraman's life as well, I'm sure. Luke and Dave have entry in the background here as Kilkenny react the quickest then, just a little bit after the 11:30 mark, and a little bit of a scrum forming. Grass is a little bit thick. As you can imagine, there's been a bit of growth during the week, but a lot of rain as well, and it's going to be a little bit soft out there, especially under the stand here. We are high up in the gantry. Kilkenny then attacking the goals to our left hand side, the O'Loughlin Gales end of the ground here, and straight away it's Kilkenny making the most of it here, with Niamh Deely looking to play the ball into the middle, but it's been turned over by Cork. But Deely's there to be able to pick up the stray pass and giving it off. Shouts of plenty. Kellyanne Doyle playing it short down here into the wing forward position. Goes for the return off the hand there of Michaela Keneally. Doyle going to have a shot. Leads the way up and over the bar. And if there's ever a lady you want to see doing quite well out there after the run of injuries that she's had in recent years, is that lady in particular, Kellyanne Doyle. and a fabulous effort herself and Keneally linking up well right through the middle. There was no jinking or jiving around. It was going to be run route one direct, and Kellyanne Doyle got a point the last day against Dublin, has now got a point here against Cork in the opening seconds. Ball out to the middle then with just over a minute gone, and straight onto this ball is Fiona Keating. Has scored in all 3 matches for Cork so far. Has help outside. It's Looney. It's scored also in a couple of matches. She didn't get enough of room to swing the hurl at that, and the chance is gone a begging, but it was a chance that maybe Keating could have taken herself. Here's the point score for Kilkenny. Kellyanne Doyle now playing it across, looking for a little bit of movement here. Asha McCarty trying to get onto it, but it's picked up by Saoirse McCarty. Popping the pass now on to Cliona Healy, looking to step inside. Has Chloe Sigerson if she wants, but likes to go herself over to 45. Has Saoirse McCartan if she wants as well. Go for the return pass maybe. McCartan keeps it to herself, off her left hand side, dropping it in, dropping it over the bar. Good score from a Cork point of view. Well worked. It's a point apiece here. Puck out comes then from Aoife Norris. Tended down on top of Asha McCarty again, but it goes over the top and it's going to be picked up there by our player of the match at last day, Laura Tracy, looking to flick it out here to the far side, asking a lot maybe of her clubmate Chloe Sigerson to get to it, but the ball has been taken on here by Kellyanne Doyle. Doyle has been all over this field in the opening stages here, wins it back from Sigerson. Sigerson without the hurl now. Kellyanne Doyle trying to get up in her hand. It was flicked away from her though by Sigerson, and Laura Hayes is in there to be able to redivert this ball back. Coppinger looking to step across then. Here's Amy Lee. Ball dropped by Lee though. Dropped a few in the rag with the weren't costly. So far she got away with that one. Ball breaks over on the far side now where Hayes is looking to pick it up. Here's a show inside and a strong running from Tracy, but the referee said foul hand pass. This will be an opportunity for Kilkenny to put themselves back in front. The R minus of course their tallies woman over recent years, Denise Gall, got 4 points against Clare, 5 against Galway, 7 against Dublin, but the Windgap player is listed as number 30 in today's programme. And well, not here as he said to be able to take these frees, but as Brian said to us before the off, some of the players elsewhere will have to step up, and Julianne Malone will be one of those, and she's put that ball over the bar from the resulting free, and Kilkenny go back in front at 2 points to 1 here. Amy Lee then over to the far side as the ball goes to break there from Laura Tracy, trying to help out as well Saoirse McCartan, but it's Kilkenny to come away with it, and John Dermody giving them the advantage. Ball breaks away from Michaela Keneally's hand. It's going to be a free. Back across that I'd imagine is Julianne Malone going to come out and take. No, she's leaving the longer distance ones then. It looks like it's going to be wing back Steffi Fitzgerald that's going to stand over this. Her sister Tiffany not lining out at the start today. Knee feeling in for her. Sophie O'Dwyer in for Jenny Clifford. They were named at 7 and 15 respectively, as Fitzgerald notches it long now with the wind behind her, dropping it in, dropping it over the bar. 2 good scores on the bounce from a Kilkenny point of view. Long range freeze, but that is a significant breeze that's blown from the city end into the O'Loughlin Gales end. Whoever has it will want to make hay with it, and Kilkenny have it. They are definitely the ones that are going to have to, you'd feel, have a bit of a points advantage into the second half here. So that latest point from Steffi Fitzgerald. Ball breaking then in a bit of a huddle here down at the bottom underneath us, and it's Kellyanne Doyle again. 5 minutes gone in this game, and I'd say she's touched the ball more than anyone out there, and probably a few players combined as well. As Laura Hayes being strong, trying to take it away from Keneally, and also the attentions of Niamh Deely. Deely fighting it out, and Keneally there as well. Hayes not giving up on it there, and in to win it, Saoirse McCarty. McCarty coming out with it now. Of course, won Purcell Cup with MTU Cork a few weeks ago up in UCD. Ball breaks though for Kilkenny, and it's going to be picked up by Niamh Phelan. Looking to step out around the house now a little bit. McCartan's on her back. She gives it to her centre back, Claire Phelan. Not related, I don't believe, but the Phelan's working out quite well. They're playing the ball up along the wing, and it's come out off of centre forward for Kilkenny, Niamh Deely, and Laura Hayes getting ready to take this sideline cut. She plays it, batted effort into the middle. Brian Dowling saying it was way too easy, and it was. Rebels working it out well between them. Looney, Sigerson and Hayes now on a bit of a charge, getting inside. Miriam Bambrick, she's still going. Bambrick looked to have got a knock on her elbow there, but Hayes goes to have a shot. It'll be some score if it went over. Laura Hayes with the score of the game so far, made it all of her own, took the sideline puck, interchanged her action between the players, set her on her way, got inside Bambrick and then just shortened the grip. Lovely score. Hope we get to see it again. There you have it on our screen. Lovely score from Laura Hayes. Cork back to within a point then, 3 points to 2, and there's just gone 6 minutes here. As the ball breaks over on the far side, McCarty trying to get in there, but also on this ball trying to get in. Sophie O'Dwyer maybe. Ball breaks and it's Fitzgerald back to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer's shot was blocked down there by Laura Tracy. Bit of a bite now in this game starting to come in here. And the referee said he's going to throw the ball in because the two players were down covering the ball. They weren't going to be able to get it up. And Sophie O'Dwyer and Laura Tracy, she said, going helter-skelter for that. It's Tracy and Keneally in there. It falls to O'Dwyer. Then Tracy tries to win it back, stopped it going to the Kilkenny player. Referee said there was a chop down there and it's going to be a free out. I imagine Amy Lee might come out to take, or will Coppinger take it herself here? Just waiting for a decision, and Amy Lee is the one that will be hunting out her full forward line at the moment. Amy O'Connor trying to float around. Orla Cahalan also trying to float around, a bit of movement to inside forward line there. Amy Lee sends this ball over to the far wing where Hannah Looney has drifted forward for it. Ball breaks out clean, Healy done instead, giving it to Fiona Keating. Keating has Healy if she wants. She also got Looney. She elects to go herself this time, tap it over the bar, and Cork have got 2 on the bounce to level this game up, and it is helter-skelter here so far in UPMC Nolan Park. 2 good scores. And I think Keating had her mind made up this time. She wasn't going to give the ball inside to Looney. It was going to be tapped over the bar. Ball in from the puck out from Aoife Norris. Drops on the head of Laura Tracy. In there to try and help out as well Izzy O'Regan, who's playing that spare player back there as such. But the ball is taken away by Kilkenny, but one back, I think a bit of a roll lift. The ball was left behind and Deely gets in on it. Top of the D now, looking to get inside the attentions of the Cork players. Still going Niamh Deely, surely being fouled. Referee allowing the play to continue. McCarty's in there, but Amy Lee takes it away, finds Rose Ed. That's all that matters, and she nearly took the head off Aisling Thompson coming up along the sideline here. Aisling, who of course is still recovering from injury, was going through a strong running session before the game, and I reckon a lady we're going to see at some point over the coming weeks. Little nod of respect between herself and Brian Dowling there as we get ready for Steffi Fitzgerald to play this ball in. She didn't really look at that, but she made the connection with it, and Sophie O'Dwyer sends it across the field, and eventually it's picked up with a strong run here, and it looks like coming forward with it is Laura Murphy. Murphy was slaloming her way through there. Eventually she was held up, and it's going to be a free in and a chance for Kilkenny to go back in front. Definitely a bit between the teeth here. That ball was played across actually by the number 18, Sophie O'Dwyer. And O'Dwyer then puts the ball down and knocks the ball over the bar. Ten minutes gone, and it's 4 points to 3, and positions don't really mean enough. Well, numbers definitely not. Anyway, as Cork come on the charge, Saoirse McCarthy knocking the ball across, looking for maybe McCartan to get a touch on this, or even Orla Cahalan. Cahalan did get the touch and it's broken away, but it's the black and amber that are looking to come out with it. Saoirse McCartan holding up her marker there. Referee said it was a foul committed, and it's played forward here by Kilkenny. Good jink and jive there by Katie Power. This will be some score if it goes over. Tight to that upright. That is just very, very tight. She had the hand up. Would have been some scores. The first wide of the game. Cracking effort from Katie Power trying to get in this game. Hasn't been in it in the opening minutes, but nearly had her name in lights there. Amy Lee's puck out then down on top of the head of Cliona Healy. Cliona looking up along the wing, had help from Fiona Keating. Keating stepping inside Miriam Bambrick. That seems to be a bit of a target at the moment. Keating shortens the grip, taps it over. She's got 2 in a row, sandwiching the effort from Sophie O'Dwyer. Good scoring there from Fiona Keating. She got 2 in her last 2 games. She's already on 2 and there's only 11 minutes gone here against Kilkenny. It's 4 points apiece. Cracking encounter here in this very Ireland National Camogie League Division 1 between Cork and Kilkenny. 2 teams, of course, that know each other well over the years, battling last year's All-Ireland final. What a humdinger that game was that day. Out here waiting for this, Kellyanne Doyle got the opening score of the game, looking to jink inside the attentions of Laura Hayes, dropping this ball in. It looks like it's going to drop to Amy Lee. Lee has to get around the attentions of Julianne Malone. I may have accredited a point to Julianne Malone earlier on there. And I think now, look, in reflection on it, it was Sophie O'Dwyer. I will doubly confirm that. As Miriam Bambrick, no look pass, didn't work out. It fell straight for Cork, and now there's a bit of a charge on here. 4-on-4 battle down around the top of the D. Ball breaks. Got to be Kilkenny's if they're going to mind the house, and they do. Stepping out of the action there a little bit and doing that quite well. Claire Phelan, as she so often does, offered herself up and finds Kellyanne Doyle, who is running some ground here in UPMC Nolan Park. Dropping the ball now into the middle, waiting for the bit of a run on it. Lovely turn by the forwards inside. Opportunity maybe to pop this over the bar from Julianne Malone. Instead she goes for O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer could have got inside her player, but she elects to take the ball and tap it over the bar. Crowd appreciate that effort, and that is a good score from a Kilkenny point of view with 12.5 minutes gone. 5 points to 4. Good score from Sophie O'Dwyer. Ball down the far end of the field and knocked away in the advantage of Cork and picked up by Fiona Keating. Has to go long for, there's a bit of a gap there, and it's Amy O'Connor really getting her first touch of the ball, being tracked by Grace Walsh. That'll be some encounter. Walsh was all over Amy O'Connor, and it's a chance for the St. Vincent's woman to put the ball down for her first opportunity of today's game. 1-7 she scored against Dublin, 1-8 against Clare, 5 points against Tip, and a chance to open her scoring here today into the city end to tie this game up in the Very Ireland National Camogie League. Hopefully you're enjoying our live stream action here. Crowd starting to build in, of course, a part of a double header here in Nolan Park as Amy O'Connor puts that ball between the posts and she ties things up here again. Puck out to come then from Aoife Norris. Taking her time here, Aoife Norris, the Piltown player. Sends it good and long and high. Looking for maybe Katie Power underneath it. Gets a touch on it. Came down off her shoulder. Ball breaks. They're trying to flick it away from her was Maeve Cahalane. In there to win it all, Laura Hayes and Looney. Looney back to Hayes then, and she drives through the middle. 2 Kilkenny players around her, and then a diagonal ball into the corner looking for Orla Cahalane, but it was well picked up and seen by Michelle Tehan. She's out in front of her player, but there's a good interception there by Cliona Healy now. Opportunity to drive on. She elects to go from her score from distance, but it's out to the right and wide. Chance kind of begging because Cork had a 3-on-2 situation inside. If she had just looked up there and a chance gone, you would feel that could have been a bit more significant from a Cork point of view. Coming up on the quarter hour mark then, 5 points apiece. Short puck out by Aoife Norris. Surprisingly, when you consider that they have a strong win. Grace Walsh giving it to Bambrick. Bambrick looking to get away from the attentions of Saoirse McCartan. Has to fall to her knees to get that ball away, and does. It does work out though, and it bounces nicely for the hand of Aisha McCarty. McCarty now looking to get on the charge. Coming up on the top of the D. Loses that ball. Trying to get in there and help her out is Michaela Keneally. Keneally now still looking to drive. Pop the pass to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald a little bit nonchalant at it. Taken away from her though by Saoirse McCarty. McCarty plays it left-handed over to the far side of the field now. Cliona Healy, who had that chance moments ago, giving it to Laura Hayes now, looking to open up the legs a little bit and drive on, looking to step inside her immediate marker, plays a nice ball in the direction of Saoirse McCartan. McCartan was being fouled by Miriam Bambrick, said the referee, and it's going to be a free in here for Cork and a chance for them to go back in front. Amy O'Connor coming out to take this. Small little bit of a drizzle, I think, just falling, nothing major. Used to be dry for most of the afternoon here in our side of the country anyway. If you're down in Cork, I don't know what the weather might be like, but I hope you're enjoying the action here for UPMC Nolan Park, where Matthew Toomey's side are about to go a point in front. Amy O'Connor dropping it in and dropping it over the bar and into that strong wind that's coming from the city end. Cork find themselves in front 6 points to 5 with 16 minutes gone here. Puck out over to the far side now, and Cork maybe just getting to grips with Kilkenny at the minute. That puck out, I think, again should have been a little bit more central. It was out to the wing and Cork were there in numbers, forcing the turnover. Good cut, but it's Kilkenny to get the block on it. McCartan is in there to try and disrupt Kilkenny getting anywhere further on it. Marion Bambrick was trying to be there. She'd been helped out by Laura Murphy. But it's dug out and won again by Laura Hayes, really growing into this game. She's found an opening. Look at the player inside. If Cleany Healy wanted to go for that, she puts it over the bar. She had Fiona Keating on her own on the top of the D, but elected to drive on there and drive that ball over the bar. And Cork now find themselves 2 in front and a significant lead there. The context of this game, it definitely is, as the ball breaks. Laura Murphy looking to step inside, shortens the grip, but it's hit off Laura Hayes, and a chance again for Tracy to come out with this ball. Our player of the match in the rag the last day plays the ball forward now to the point scorer Healy. Could have an opportunity to play it inside. McCarthy, she nearly had to be Catwoman to try and win that, but it's the Cat Stoddard are trying to get on this at the moment in time. Ball is in a bit of a ruck, sitting out of the ruck. Miriam Bambrick loses control of it. Cork in there snaffling away at it. McCartan, the former down intermediate Camogie star, of course, trying to win that ball back, but it's been won instead by Kilkenny, and then won again by Looney, won back again by Kilkenny. It's kicking and driving and hustling at the moment here from both sides. John Dermody happy to let the ball continue moving, but there's a push in the back there, surely going to be Kilkenny free. Looney kind of says to him, what could I do? But Kellyanne Doyle, she did the right thing, got the body over the ball. As soon as she felt a bit of weight at all, drew the free, as Claire Phelan on her own 65 now, about to take this into the right hand side, looking for a bit of movement out of Sophie O'Dwyer. Of course, got that famous goal against the same opposition in Croke Park on All-Ireland final day, jinking and driving around Libby Coppinger. Shorting it on the grip, was a little bit again too showy with it. Should have let that ball move and play, as Kilkenny now looking to drive back into this game, because they do find themselves 7-5 down into the wind. Are Cork, and they are the ones, as I said, in charge here at the moment. And one player that's really grown into this game is Laura Hayes, giving it to Cleany Healy. That side of the field now really operating well from Matthew Toomey's Cork point of view, as Cleany Healy thought she might have gone down a bit of a dark alley, but referee says there was been a foul committed. Kellyanne Doyle appealing with him was to what she did wrong, but it's a free in that Amy O'Connor will have an opportunity to create the biggest lead of the game so far, with just coming up on 19 and a half minutes gone. Good crowd in for this encounter. Lots of young girls from Kilkenny clubs giving a guard of honour to both teams as they come out onto the field here today. Early start, I'd imagine, for anyone coming from Cork, as Amy O'Connor flights that ball in. The umpires are going for the flag, and it's another score from the St. Vincent's Tallies woman. Well on the way to another significant points tally here today. 3 points. Lovely take and move there by Murphy. Away from Aoife Norris. Has been tracked down there by Fiona Keating. Murphy is still going. What a run by Laura Murphy. Again, the no-look pass. Not ready for it there at all was Katie Powers. She went left. The ball went right, but they might have regurgitated here a little bit. Power looked like she was fouled there. She's going to get the shot off though, Katie. A good drive. It'll be some score if she gets it. Cracking score from the Milltown woman, and it draws a huge applause from the crowd here. Katie Power, dogged, she might have lost it the first time. Not her fault in particularly that she did, but she regained then in that move and put a fine ball over the bar for her first score of the game. And it's just maybe a bit of a kick that Kilkenny needed here. Saoirse McCartan down winning that ball. Eventually it's worked upside and it's Orla Cahalane got a great goal against Tip. Oh, meeting the sandwich there. Looked like she's picked up a little bit of a dun to the face. And the referee is just going to call a halt. I'd like to see that again. There was a bit of a black and amber sandwich on Orla Cahalane. As that ball came in, we saw she got a great goal against Tip. There was no way Claire Phelan was going to be watching her do the same here again. She gets inside the attentions there of Michelle Tehan. Phelan comes across. Oh, it just looked like there was a bit of a connection to the head area. And hopefully Orla Cahalane is okay. I think Orla was pulling the handbrake. At the same time, Michelle Tehan was coming in to challenge, and then Claire Phelan was coming in as well. And referee just having a word with Claire Phelan, just maybe where the ball is going to be resuming play from. John Dermody going over to check that Orla Cahalane is okay, but the physio and medical team, they seem quite happy. Just an accident, and we get resuming play here as Claire Phelan plays that ball over. Lovely take straight into the hand of Steffi Fitzgerald down into the corner. She trying to get Sophie O'Dwyer in this ball, and maybe as well Michaela Keneally, who looks like she's moved into the inside line a little bit. Julianne Malone there as well. Ball is being won by O'Dwyer, driving it in and driving it over the bar. And Kilkenny have responded to Cork going 3 in front, have now got 2 on the bounce. The latest one from Julianne Malone and Sophie O'Dwyer linking up, but Sophie O'Dwyer is the one that got that ball over the bar. Lovely take, turnover there with the help of Michaela Keneally. Malone was there if she wanted, but Sophie O'Dwyer elects to put the ball over the bar. Makes it 8-7. What a contest here in UPMC Nolan Park. Who said this game didn't matter? As Laura Tracy plays that ball down along the wing now, looking for O'Connor in a race and a foot race with Grace Walsh. Gets a lovely bit of touch on it. Former soccer international, of course, able to get that touch back to Fiona Keating, who's having a monstrous game as well. Plays that ball in, but Aoife Norris is going to keep it in play, and it's a chance to knock it down the field. 8-7, 23 minutes gone. It's the very Ireland National Camogie League Division 1A encounter between two kingpins, of course, of recent times, Cork and Kilkenny, and it's live from UPMC Nolan Park in the Marble City, and hopefully you're enjoying the action. 8 points to 7. Luke and David of Entray in the background bringing you the best of the pictures. My name is Killian Whelan. Hopefully you'll stay with us for the next 40 minutes of action as Amy O'Connor gets on this ball now, looking to turn inside, or is it Cahalane in fact? Cahalane getting away from the attentions of Michelle Tehan, finally gets an opportunity, knocked the ball over the bar, and no the worst aware of that knock that she got, and it's another score for Cork. Hold up and play here at the minute. Looks like it's going to be a sub, and I kind of predicted it earlier on. And Tiffany Fitzgerald was down to start, but she was replaced by Niamh Phelan. She's going to come into the game all right, but it's going to be for Miriam Bambrick. And good applause. Pat O'Neill going and giving her a pat on the back there, and Miriam comes off, but Miriam's area was being targeted, it would seem, by Cork, as the ball is won by Hannah Looney. Looney, a fine servant of the game of Camogie and lady sport in general, giving it to Amy O'Connor on her bike. Oh, lovely little jink, comes inside, surely a pull of the jersey there, hits the deck. Ball is not alive. The referee said he's going to award a throw ball, but looking at that again, I thought Amy O'Connor, just as she went to turn inside, bit of a pull on her jersey, and then she hit the deck. But she's won the ball back somehow out of that ruck and turns, puts it over the bar. And credit O'Connor, she never gives up. And now on 4 points, 3 from place balls, 1 from a free, or 1 from play. Just look at this as it came out of the ruck, spins inside, lovely, and turns and puts it over the bar. And probably Tiffany Fitzgerald not just alive to the action having just come in, but Amy O'Connor with her 4th point. John Dermody's whistle goes there to signal that it's a free in for Kilkenny, and Cork went 8-5 in front. Kilkenny hit back with 2, make it 8-7, and Cork have bounced back now with 2 of their own. They lead 10-7, but here come Kilkenny again, and Alan Donegan on the far side there, just telling Sophie O'Dwyer where to put this ball. And you can see her, she's on that cut of grass there, just beyond the 65, so she's about 58 metres out or thereabouts. Comes up to connect with this into the O'Loughlin Gales end of the ground. Umpire waves it wide, and there haven't been too many wides in this game. That's only Kilkenny's second, and a chance of a let-off there. Sophie O'Dwyer, of course, at the James Stephens Club, got that goal, as we said, in the All-Ireland final. Came in today replacing Jenny Clifford, and has 4 points to her name. As advantage being played to Kilkenny here, looking to advance, but chance gone a big and good interception there. Niamh Deely again. I just think Kilkenny need to be a little bit more direct as Cliona Healy plays this ball forward now, looking for Laura Hayes, taking it away from Kellyanne Doyle, straightens herself up, bats it to O'Connor, looking to step away now from the attentions of Laura Murphy. O'Connor's still going. Amy O'Connor, it'd be a great score if it goes over. It's gone to the left and wide. She nearly had pulled all the Oracle. We were building it up, and unfortunately 2 wides on the bounce now. 1 for Kilkenny, 1 for Cork. 27 minutes gone. It's Cork that lead by 10 points to 7. A 100% record so far in this league. As Saoirse McCartan gets in on that, and Cork putting pressure on the Kilkenny puck out, giving it to Laura Hayes. Hayes now, diagonal running, she's in a bit of space. Keating's inside, Hayes looking to get inside, Phelan with the shot all the way across the goal. And another wide. And I just wonder if she'd looked up, was Keating just maybe at a better angle? Great diagonal run, you'd have to say. Look at Phelan coming across, I think just makes up Laura Hayes' mind. And just wonder, was the pass to Keating the option just a little bit earlier than she gave it? It's 2 wides in a row for Cork. Chance of a goal gone a begging. Hannah Looney on this ball now, looking to get away from the attentions of the number 19 Niamh Phelan on from the start. Looney has the chance inside. Saoirse McCarthy's the runner this time. Looney's going for her own score. Cracking effort. Hannah Looney puts it over the bar. Again, one of the scores of the game. Hannah didn't score against Tip the last day, but she has scored in the earlier rounds against Dublin and Clare. Now she can add a point against Kilkenny to her scores this year. The biggest lead that any team has had, and it's now Cork that lead 11-7 with 28 minutes gone here. Ball breaking around the middle. And eventually ends up in this ruck again, and it's Chloe Sigerson getting in and winning this. Looking to play this ball forward. Fiona Keating has Hayes outside her. Hayes again covering every blade of ground at the moment, dropping this in. Will this make up for the goal effort? Unfortunately not. Laura Hayes, the only thing she hasn't done today and so far in UBMC Nolan Park is put the ball over the bar. You wouldn't normally expect Laura to be someone that would be getting on the scoreboard too often, but she is a marauding enough wing back and has been very much in a lot of forward play for Cork here today. Just unlucky not to have registered a score yet, as Kilkenny look to eat into that opportunity just before the half-time break. Ball got away there from Julianne Malone, and Cork are very much on their toes here at the minute. Hannah Looney now playing the ball across. Cork, that would be a significant lead with the wind behind them in the second half if they're to go further ahead here. Fiona Keating causing all sorts of problems for Kilkenny at the moment. Looking to step inside, gives it. McCartan, one shot thought. That's all she was thinking of, was the bottom corner of the net there. She's still in on the action. Grace Walsh trying to get in there. Tian trying to get in there. Ball is still on the deck. So is McCartan. Referee is allowing the play to continue because it's Walsh that eventually comes out with it, and she plays the ball into the middle. Phelan though, under a bit of pressure for, or should say Stephanie Fitzgerald, under a bit of pressure from Saoirse McCarthy. Comes out with the ball, but McCarthy fouls her. Chance to just draw a breath there. 11 points to 7, coming up on a half an hour gone, and Cork just putting the pressure on here as we look at some of the kids getting ready. They're doing their warm up here, trying to stay warm in the stand. I see Lacton's jerseys, I think, and I see Gorn jerseys as well. Has 1 minute of additional time to be played. Referee has just come back there though to see the issue. It came out at ruck. I think it's a Kilkenny player that is down injured. Just checking. think it's Claire Phelan, is it? Just a bit of running repairs. And we're up and ready to go again. So 11 points to 7. That additional time now nearly has been eaten into, but it is going to be, I'd imagine, have to be John Dermody play a little bit more. That's Phelan from the Listownie club, plays it right sided over to the far side now. Ball hops off the hand there of Niamh Deely, and she looks like she's picked up a bit of an injury there, right on the ankle bone. As Cork though continue to play on. Amy O'Connor, top of the D, looking to get inside Grace Walsh. Down she goes. Well, O'Connor's still going. Walsh getting back on her, and it's been turned over there. And good bit of play by Kilkenny. They read it well. Niamh Phelan and Grace Walsh getting back there to disrupt Amy O'Connor, and it remains 11 points to 7. Niamh Deely is the one that's down at the moment, just receiving a bit of physio attention. And I'm sure at half time she'll get looked at, but she's back up at least and moving. I think it was just might have got the blow of the hurl across the ankle. Anyway, this ball has got all the way forward here towards Cahalan, looking to step inside the attentions of Michelle Tehan, shortening the grip, dropping it in, dropping it over the bar, and all of a sudden Orla Cahalan, since she got that little bit of a knock, really has come into the game and has got 2 scores in the last 6 minutes. As referee John Dermody calls a halt, and both teams head for the dressing rooms. I would imagine Matthew Toomey is going to be the happier man. They lead by 5, and it's no more than they deserve. Kilkenny really were right toe to toe with them there up until about the 20-minute mark, when the Cats then just saw Cork open up a 3-point lead, and while they tried to eat into it, Cork were able to push it on again, and this time Cats haven't been able to eat into it just before the break. So 12 points to 7 here. Hopefully you're enjoying the action as the kids come back out onto the field now to show off their talents and skills here from the various clubs around. It is Cork though, with their 100% record so far in this league, and looking to book a place in the league final. If they win here today, they're guaranteed that. They lead Kilkenny by 12 points to 7. Rejoin us for the second half.
Invincible.
Andrew, welcome back here to UPMC Nolan Park for the second half of this very Ireland National Camogie League Division 1A encounter between Cork and Kilkenny. It is the Rebelettes that have the advantage by 12 points to 7 as the Go Game teams head off the park here, just waiting for mentors and everyone to be able to clear it. Some little ones getting pictures and everything like that. As we get ready for the action, the hand up still from the linesman here, Alan Donegan from Dublin, of course, just making sure that the pitch is clear before John Dermody throws the slitter in. And great entertainment here, of course. Part of a double header. Action, of course, hurlers later on as well here in Nolan Park. And don't forget, next weekend, Cork and Galway. That game could have a big decision on whether Galway will play Cork in the final. Cork win here today, they'll be in that final. Then it's Tip, Kilkenny, Cork and Galway, with Galway and Tip looking for a place in that final. So that game all of a sudden in Cork becomes a little bit more vital for Galway if they want to be in that final. Also known, of course, that they'll be playing Cork in the final. So it'll be interesting how that is played out. But anyway, it's Cork on the attack, and Laura Hayes, who's having a star game out here for Cork today. There's a ball into the middle. It just went a little bit loose, and breaking out with it is Steffi Fitzgerald. Of course, her sister has joined her now on the field of play. They were down to start, but Tiffany didn't, and she did come on though for Miriam Bambrick. Player that came on for Tiffany, Niamh Phelan at the start, was the one that was winning that ball back, and here is the aforementioned Tiffany then coming up along the wing, taking it away from Cleena Healy. It's a strong run. She's gone in a straight line for the guts of 80 yards, played that ball, got a little bit tired I think, and it just came off of Maeve Cahalan. Laura Tracy getting back there, shuffling back and giving it to Amy Lee. Lee going across her goal, but decent ball out in the direction of Hannah Looney. Looney, who's and Cleena Healy have definitely kept Kellyanne Doyle busy in that last quarter. Kellyanne was so instrumental in the opening quarter for Kilkenny, and that obviously was thing led to Kilkenny doing so well, but they've curtailed her that little bit, and I think that has had an impact on Kilkenny going forward down here. That ball played by Kellyanne Doyle, but Maeve Cahalan was trying to get onto it. Of course, also on the field of play with her sister. But it's Laura Hayes driving out again, giving it off now to Looney. Looney stepping inside. Two Kilkenny players around her. Heard the shout from Sigerson. And the two Killer players linking up quite well, giving it to Saoirse McCartan. McCartan with Claire Phelan. McCartan battling away, Phelan now without a hurl. McCartan going backwards, giving it. Looney just let it go by her, and it's going to be picked up though by Healy. Playing it across field now. Decent ball into a bit of space. Cahalan, I love this if she got it inside. Did she try to be a little bit too tricky with it? And coming out with it now is Michelle Tehan. Referee says foul committed there, and it's going to be a free out for the Cats. 12 points to 7. No score in the opening stages here. Hopefully you're enjoying the action of our live stream here with the Ferry Ireland National Camogie League Division 1A encounter. Cork win here today. They'll be in that league final in a few weeks' time. A game ahead of schedule. Kilkenny probably didn't have a whole lot here to play for. Brian Dowling kind of suggesting that they were out of it, but if they were to win their last two games and everyone else around them was to somehow lose out in theirs, it could have got a bit tight, but I don't think that was ever going to be a possibility. But Kilkenny know, of course, that they don't want to be giving that too easy to Cork here. As this ball is played inside, lovely run by Looney. Ball is left behind a bit by the Cats. It was a great ball in by Amy O'Connor. Coming on to McCartan, still trying to kick it on. She's still there, putting her body over the ball. And she's hauled to the ground. Bit of hauling to the ground and a bit of falling, everything. She wasn't complaining, so she didn't feel that she was being fouled. As the ball is in towards Fiona Keating. Cleena Healy coming on to this late if she was to be involved, but Fiona Keating says enough of the messing, lads. I'm tapping this ball over the bar. And Fiona Keating, who has scored in every game so far, got a point against Dublin, 2 against Clare, 2 against Kip. Well, she's now got 3 against Kilkenny. The first score of the second half. Cork now have a 6-point lead. Ball is out to the middle, and again it's Cork now. They're driving on and putting the test on here. I just have to say, seriously impressed with Cork's fitness as this ball driven in and over the bar, making it all of her own. And of course, Saoirse McCarthy just turned around to Fiona Keating and said, What you can do, I can do as well. And she pats that ball over the bar. Her third game in a row to score. And now a double score lead here. A typical Saoirse McCarthy point, driving from the middle, and the water opened up in front of her. She just drove on through it, as trying to get on this ball now for Kilkenny. Julianne Malone, been quite enough in this game. Libby Coppinger, Malone, stay going! What a goal! Julianne Malone, I think she was just straightened up a little bit by that challenge. And while she might have had a quiet first half, now she puts the whole thing in the mix again. Stepped inside. The two Cork players were probably attracted to each other. Malone, though, was attracted to the back of the net and put that ball high beyond Amy Lee. Cracking goal. The Cats back in this. 14 for Cork, 1-7 for Kilkenny. As Laura Hayes drives onto this ball now, trying to get away from Julianne Malone. Held up there, or I should say by Julianne Doyle. Held up by Doyle. Doyle loses her hurl. Apologises to the referee. The shot comes in from Looney. Looks like it's going to drop to the left and wide. Laura Hayes appealing to the linesman. He said he didn't see a whole lot probably, but that goal has woken things up maybe from a Kilkenny point of view. Now to come hunting again. Malone looking to give this ball off now. Opportunity maybe to have a shot off. Looking like it got a block off Coppinger. If it goes out, should be a 45. Ball is breaking down there with Chloe Sigerson. Still might be turned around from the Cats' point of view. Lovely ball right away across. Could be a shot off here now from Katie Power. Was standing in the pocket, and Kilkenny have bounced back with a goal and a point. Now find themselves just 3 points down here. Have to say it was good play by Niamh Phelan, finding that ball, seeing Katie Power with the hand up on the top of the D. Well, in fact, it was the number 18 jersey, of Sophie O'Dwyer that set up Katie Power for that point. So 14 points to 1-8. Ball towards O'Dwyer, knocks it down. All of a sudden the Cats have a little bit of fight in the belly again. Michaela Keneally lost that ball, threw it back. Dwyer trying to keep that ball alive. Laura Tracy in there as well. Ball is on the deck, and a bit of a scrum forming again. John Dermody happy that the ball is continuing. Out comes McCarthy with the ball somehow. A little bit like Gibson Park yesterday. Somehow came out of a ruck with that ball. Saoirse McCarthy sending that ball down into Saoirse McCartan, but it's Kilkenny that had come away with it, and with the crowd behind him now a little bit, Kilkenny looking to take this fight back to Cork a little bit. 14 points to 1-8, so it was 14-7. The Cats hadn't scored for a good portion of the end of that game. I think it was all the way back to a point by Sophie O'Dwyer on the 22nd minute, and they saw subsequently Cork bounce with 4 points of their own to lead by 12 points to 7 at half time. Saw Cork come out then and get 2 points to go 14-7 in front, but a goal from Julianne Malone and a point from Katie Power putting it back in the game. But Hannah Looney, big game she's been having as well, pops the pass to O'Connor, will fancy to come in on her left, shortens the grip, puts it over the bar, and just answers anything that Kilkenny have been throwing at them in the last couple of minutes. But Hannah Looney, her running in this game so far, along with Laura Hayes, causing all sorts of issues for the Kilkenny defensive unit. As we have a halt in play, as it looks like Laura Tracy is being treated there. Change of footwear or something like that, with that latest point from Amy O'Connor, making it 15 points to 1-8 with 38 minutes gone, is her 5th point of the game, and it equals her tally that she got against Tipperary the last day. But I have to say, Laura Hayes and Hannah Looney, that running that they've been doing today, up and down the field, diagonal runs as well across into the space in order to set up their inside forward line, has been very, very strong, and their fitness is at a level so far this year that other teams will have to catch up with. As Kilkenny look like they're going to introduce Jenny Clifford, was down to start, but she was replaced by Sophie O'Dwyer. Just looking at the fourth official down below us, who is Niamh Murphy. trying to get the paperwork and everything in place. Substitution then going to happen here in the next while, and it's Michaela Keneally that's going to be replaced. So Kilkenny with 2 subs on now during this game. Tiffany Fisher come in for Miriam Bamrick, and now Jenny Clifford in for Michaela Keneally, as Cork with Fiona Keating. 3 points for her name in this game. Driving forward again, bats it forward towards Cahalan. Cahalan will think a goal! Blocked away from Norris. Coming in on it there to try get a touch on it. Looked like it was Amy O'Connor. Bats it back across now. Keating is still there. Has a shout outside from Looney. Plays a short pass. Looney for her second point of the game. Puts it over the bar. Credit Cork to never get up on it. But Cahalan was thinking of the rag last week when she got a lovely goal against Tip. She was trying to get it in. Some of the pace went over it, I think, on a touch from the Kilkenny player, and batted away excellently by Aoife Norris. But credit Amy O'Connor, recycled that ball all the way to Fiona Keating, and Keating then set up Looney, and Looney tapped the ball over the bar for her second point. Laura Tracy now trying to return it. It's Looney again. Hayes outside her. They've been the two, have to say, have been the standout for me as regards the involvement in the game plays here. Ball played forward. Chance gone a big in there, and Kilkenny looking to build out from the back. Cork in there trying to win it back. 41 minutes gone. It's the Very Ireland National Camogie League round 4 in Division 1A between Cork and Kilkenny. Kilkenny probably feel they're out of it according to Brian Dowling anyway, but they might still have a major say in who's playing in that league final. The league table as it stands at the minute, Cork are top on scoring difference, just 2 points ahead of Tipperary there, but of course Tipperary have a game extra played, and Galway also just behind there, but their scoring difference is well down. So if it came to scoring average as it currently would stand, it'd be Cork and Tip in the final. But next weekend, of course, the final decider, Cork win here today, then Kilkenny and Cork will have a major say on who will be in that league final alongside Cork, because Kilkenny play Tip and Cork play Galway. This ball ends up inside on the goal line as we were watching the table there somehow, and Amy Lee is down rolling around inside in the nets. Looked like she got a little bit of a dunt. I don't know whether we can we have Ant there to be able to pick up on that just to see what went on there. That long ball came in and Amy Lee dropped it behind her, and then there's a challenge come in from the Kilkenny player, and I think referee is having a word, and I think that's right, having a word with Sophie O'Dwyer, and in fact it's not, I'm just looking at the, hard to make out with the hair on the back. It was Asha McCarty, in fact, it was coming in challenging there. Apologies to Sophie O'Dwyer. Just the long hair was blocking out the jersey number. So yellow card for McCarty. So Kellyanne Doyle only recently back from injury, and I think Brian Dowling being sensible, maybe her influence as such in the game has dwindled a little bit, but I think even for Kellyanne Doyle to be back on the field of play is phenomenal considering the injuries over recent time. But she back out there giving her all, and great credit to her. Looked like a foul being committed there by Saoirse McCarthy, and line ball was being given, but it definitely had to be a free. So Emma Minogue is in for Kellyanne Doyle.
Substitution on the Cork team. Number 14, Orla Cahalan.
So Orla Cahalan. Emma Murphy coming in for another performance here. Emma, the Glen Rovers player, has scored in every game of the league so far, and she's coming in for Orla Cahalan, who got 2 points today. Ball knocked forward, it came off Laura Tracy there. Ball breaks, and it could be anybody's yet. 16 points to 1-8 now, so Cork have probably answered back with that goal and a point that Kilkenny got to open up, and again a 5-point lead. But it's O'Dwyer looking to scoop it on here. Minogue turning around the house and giving it to Julianne Malone. Malone had got that goal, tried to have a fly at the point without maybe looking at the post, and it's gone out to the right and wide. Puck out now being returned by Kilkenny is still putting on a bit of a fight here in front of their home crowd, I'd imagine, as well, with a crowd coming in for the hurling match, which gets underway in about an hour's time. Ball is scooped back, and it's Amy Lee right side now, looking for a bit of space, and good strong run coming out, trying to win this. Emma Murphy got a vital point, of course, against Tipperary the last day that ultimately turned the game in favour of the Rebelettes. Shrugs off the challenge there that she was getting from Michelle Teahan, knocking it in, but Grace Walsh underneath it reads it well, comes out from the attentions of Saoirse McCartan, plays it out into the middle, and the break might eventually work in favour of Minogue, but the ball breaks away from her, eventually won back to her. That little bit of a miss now is starting to fall on the pitch and make it a little bit greasy. But it's won back by McCarthy, dropping it into the corner now. Amy O'Connor out in front of the head of Grace Walsh. Walsh with a bit of a nudge on her back, but it's O'Connor getting inside, putting the head down, going to have to strike. Great hook, has a second shot at, but Aoife Norris is there. The power was gone out of the first one after an excellent hook by Grace Walsh, and the chance gone a begging for Cork as they go hunting a goal maybe. It's out into the middle. Laura Hayes looking to redirect it now, sends it into Cleena Healy. Healy going to have a shot. This will be a great score. Cleena Healy puts it up and over the bar. Good score from a Cork point of view, opening this gap now again, 17-18. So Cork now with a number of points since the goal, and the point that came within 60 seconds of each other. Julianne Malone and Katie Power, after Cork got the opening 2 scores of the second half. Kilkenny hit back with a goal and a point, but Cork have weathered that storm if there was one, and have hit a few points in a row now in the last few minutes. Push it out to 17, 12-7 at half time it was, as Cork now ringing the changes a little bit, conscious of qualifying for the league final and then giving players a run as well. And it's Aoife O'Neill from St Finbarr's coming in for Chloe Sigerson. So another St Finbarr's player on the field. We were down one with Cahalan being replaced, Orla Cahalan that is. But coming on there now, Aoife O'Neill. And speaking of St Finbarr's, their down representative is standing over this right in front of us here. Luke having a great view now. Saoirse McCartan from a long distance out, going to try and drop this ball onto the edge of the square there. A flicked on it was. Could be still an opportunity, but the ball gets away from Aoife Murphy there. It's on the deck, and it's looks like Michelle Teahan that turned that ball over, getting it out here towards Tiffany Fitzgerald. Turns on to her left and drives it down right in front of Brian Dowling and Tommy Shefflin, but it's won by Saoirse McCarthy. Has attention there from Asha McCarty. Ball is played in though. Norris is underneath it, steps out around the attentions there of Murphy, and plays the ball out. Emma Murphy. Ball falls there. Asha McCarty. Bit of a ruck forming again with Saoirse McCarthy comes in and digs that ball out, looking to step inside the attentions, slips on the ground, and did bring the sliotar out with her, unfortunately. As Kilkenny get ready to introduce another couple of players, it looks like number 20 Aisling Curtis is going to come in, and Aideen O'Connor as well. Not a huge fall of rain, but it's probably earlier than expected. We're saying that we get rain here in the east of the country around 2 or 3 o'clock, but it's a mist anyway that is causing an issue on the pitch here at the moment that probably resulted in Saoirse McCarthy losing her footing there. UPMC Nolan Park holding up well. A little bit soft underfoot when we were out walking on it, but it's probably expected. Huge fall of rain, of course, during the week, as Laura Tracy plays this ball across field now, looking for Emma Murphy. Got it dumped in the back there from Teen, but she's dead standing and she's driving on Emma Murphy. Dangerous player when she gets in around the house here. Could be an opportunity to put a ball over the bar. Great score for her. Emma Murphy has scored in all 4 rounds of the league now. There's her point against Tip, and as he said, the point against Clare in Dublin. Now a point against Kilkenny. And Cork well out the gap here now. 18 points to 1-8. John Dermody's call a halt to the game because there's a Kilkenny player down injured, and substitutions are, as I mentioned, about to happen. Aisling Curtis coming in. Aileen O'Connor is about to come in as well. Looks like Ashley McCarty is the one that's coming off here just below us, is it? Yeah, looks like her jersey number, yeah, number 13. Asha, a good young player from Dixborough. I'm sure we'll see more of her again. And Michelle Teen being called ashore as well. She's been replaced there by Aileen O'Connor from Barra Rangers. But this is a Kilkenny team currently without Miriam Walsh, of course, had suffered that ACL injury. And Katie Nolan due to come back from a hamstring injury. On to Brian Dowling beforehand, reckoned that she might be back for the next round. And of course, no Denise Gall lining out today. And that of course takes a significant factor because she's a major player, not only on the scoreboard but also on the field of play. Laura Tracy, Hannah Looney linking up well, giving it to Tracy. And it's a good bit of play by some of the elder stateswomen. Saoirse McCartan looking to step inside the attentions of Tiffany Fitzgerald. And referee says that Saoirse McCartan was overplaying the ball in a free out for Kilkenny. 18 points to 1-8. It's the very early Nash Camogie League Division 1A encounter between Cork and Kilkenny. And it looks like Matchatumi's Cork will be in the National League final in a couple of weeks' time. They have to play Galway, of course, as part of a double-header in Páirc Uí Chaoimh at 12 noon next Sunday. But they'll be there in the final around ahead of schedule. And then it'll be a fight out as such between Tipperary and Galway. Lovely take there again on the move. Always alert. Saoirse McCarty, Pursa Cup winner, of course, with MTU Cork, that she captained them to it. Down towards Amy O'Connor. O'Connor, gets inside Grace Walsh. Walsh was looking to dunter in the line. Looking to come inside now, the attentions of Fitzgerald. Ball is inside McCartan. Taken high. Hand clothesline, you'd call that. Not a great day to hang out the washing, but by God, Amy O'Connor, ball inside to McCartan. McCartan turns inside, and that to me is a very dangerous tackle there, and just maybe outside the line. Claire Phelan being spoken to by the referee, but I think it'll only be a yellow card here, will it? Yeah, only a yellow. Amy O'Connor won't be adding to her points tally today. Then she's going to be replaced. So Matchatumi being sensible here in protecting some players. Loads of different changes going on now at the minute. Managers running the bench there. Number 20 coming in for Cork shortly will be Kate Wall. But Amy O'Connor, her day is done. Kilkenny have made a change here as well, as Saoirse McCartan puts that ball over the bar from the free. That was got a yellow card for Claire Phelan, and also a little bit of a pain in the neck for Saoirse McCartan, but she tapped that ball over the bar. So Aoife Prendergast is in on the field of play there as Saoirse McCarty comes driving forward again, and she's just as well well able to take her points as long as Fiona Keating. I have to say Cork are adding a new mix to their team this year. They have other players that can take points. They're not relying just on an inside line. As Hannah Looney, what a day for her as well. Big, strong performance. 2 points as well in the bag for her. And she's replaced by number 20, Kate Wall from Kilbrittain Timoleague.
Substitution on the Cork team, number 18, Hannah Looney, is replaced by number 20, Kate Wall.
The ball breaks down the far end of the field. Going to be hard to pick out a player of the match. They're probably all going to be on the Cork side as Kilkenny drive that ball in there through their number 20, Aisling Curtis, left behind by Amy Lee again. She dropped one earlier on, and Ashley McCarthy got a yellow card for being a little bit over the top. And that ball got away there from Amy Lee again. And I just allowed the conditions, cold, wet hands, everything. And you're not always in the action. Maybe can just be detrimental sometimes, but free given to Kilkenny anyway. And Sophia Dwyer, will she tap it over? 5 minutes left. 20 points to 1-8. Significant scoring by Cork here without really threatening Aoife Norris's goal. Dwyer comes up to this and she puts it over the bar. That's Sophia Dwyer's first point of the second half. Bringing her tally of 5. 20 points to 1-9. Apart from that little burst there, Julia Malone and Katie Power got the goal and the point. Kilkenny have offered very little of a threat towards that Cork goal in this second half. 7 points at half time they had. Cork now trying this ball over here towards Cleena Healy. Big game from her as well. Steps away from the attentions of Ciara Phelan. Looking to play the ball inside, but it's well read by Aoife Prendergast. Aoife got points against Clare in Dublin. Trying to disrupt Laura Hayes. Referee says that Laura Hayes has been fouled, and Laura is just a robust player. She'll be in the thick of the action, getting stuck in there. So this chance then for Cork, going to be taken by Cleena Healy.
Substitution on the Cork team. Number 10, Lizzie O'Regan, is being replaced by number 23, Ashley Egan. And number 15, Saoirse McCartan, is replaced by number 22, Annie Smith.
Cleena Healy with another point there. Saoirse McCartan gone off. She was on the duty and she knocks the ball over from a long distance free. As I said, changes all around. Izzy Regan's been replaced there, and also Saoirse McCartan. Matthew Toomey now endeavouring to give some players maybe an opportunity of that be on the panel to maybe show them over the next maybe game in a bit what they can do. Looks like number 26 Haley Ryan and number 27 Aoife Barrett about to come in as well. They weren't on the panel listing the last day for against Tip, so this Cork panel now starting to swell a little bit. Trying to get a shot in there for a point. Ali Smith, no, but she's pulled it to the right and wide. Ali got a goal and a point in the opening game victory against Dublin. Matthew Toomey has had the luxury of being able to replace all his 6 forwards that started and give an opportunity to players, so that might just give you...
Number 2, Babe Murphy, is being
using every opportunity of getting players out on the field of play. Matthew Toomey and Brian Dowling has made a few changes as well, looking to give girls game time ahead of Leinster Championship now. That's what the Kilkenny focus will be. Of course, they will have a game against Tipperary. They could decide Tipperary. There's an opportunity of a shot. Great save by Lee. Amy Lee, pick it out. Top class save from the shot there to come out of the pocket from Aisling Curtis. Point blank. Be able to see that at some point possibly. Time nearly almost up. But Curtis came out of the ruck. Amy Lee keeping an eye on it, but all of a sudden she now hoped she would have seen Curtis come out of that ruck that quickly, but she reacted. She using her instinct. Great save, Amy Lee. Cracking effort. As Saoirse McCarthy drives this ball down long line. 21 points to 1-9. That's a sizable enough beating now in the performances between Kilkenny and Cork. That doesn't happen too often. Saoirse McCarthy now looking to get in there on top of Emma Minogue. And it's a free in, says the referee. But I think, folks, keep an eye on this Cork team. Smarting a little bit from that defeat in the All-Ireland final. They're not going to hang around for anybody by the looks of it.
There will be at least 5 minutes additional time. 5 minutes.
5 minutes additional time to be played then, so we're going to be pushing on towards the 1 o'clock mark. And it's out for 45. Rain getting a little bit heavier here now, and that'll have an impact on the game. I thought we'd get out without being wet. Luke David of Entray bringing you this streaming action here for Very Ireland and the Camogie Association. It is the Division 1A encounter between Cork and Kilkenny, and Cork with a 100% record before today. Well, there isn't going to even be a mark on it as such, as Kilkenny have a shot off there from Aoife Prendergast, and she puts that 45 over the bar, bringing Kilkenny on to 110. £21 points to 110. 12-7 at half time it was. Cork came out and got the opening 2 scores of the second half, and then Kilkenny answered with a goal and a point, and really was starting to ask a few questions. It got back to within 3 points, but Cork have dictated this game predominantly, and they're driving on here again. Some of the subs that are obviously been in, given an opportunity then to flex their muscle a little bit. There'll be some opportunity there for Cork, but chance kind of begging. Pace definitely gone out again as Norris gets this ball on the move now. Out into the middle it goes, trying to win it there with Steffi Fitzgerald, but she's been robbed of that. And Saoirse McCarthy in there, also digging in and trying to win that ball as well, is the number 19, Emma Murphy. Murphy into the middle, gives it to Fiona Keating. Keating with the shot, dropping it in and dropping it over the bar.
Straight after this, so please do not enter the field of play after this.
And I think there's a lady that'll be in the hunt for our player of the match. They're going to be all on the Cork side. You'd have to give mention to Laura Hayes as well today. Keating coming on again. Some show that she has had, looking to play this ball inside. Might work out. But trying to get away from the attentions there of Grace Walsh's Claudia Finn. Still in there, and I think has forced. I thought she might have forced the 45, but she hasn't. It's gone out to the right and wide. Down below us there, Davy Fitzgerald out keeping an eye on, of course, a team that he knows a little bit about. I don't know if Luke is going to be able to pick him up on camera, but he is down there just behind the goal to the right. Aoife Norris's goal on the right hand side with the Waterford hurlers, of course, here today to play Kilkenny. The ball drops around the middle, and it's Pamela Mackey, or I should say Steffi Fitzgerald. Pamela Mackey, of course, not lining up for Cork today. She's still with that injury that she received against Clare. As Katie Power went to take that quickly, with the referee calling her back. And I would think our players of the match is all on the Cork side. Saoirse McCarthy gets an honourable mention. Hannah Looney. Cleena Healy had a fine game, and the inside forward line didn't do too bad either. But I think our Very Ireland player of the match today, I'm going to give the nod to Fiona Keating. 4 points from the middle of the field, driving everything, and a very close battle between herself and Laura Hayes. We're just going to give the nod to Courcey Rovers, Fiona Keating, as Kilkenny come charging forward here. 22 points to 110. They need more than just charging now. They need something else. As we said, the rain now heavy. And ball is dropped in. Amy Lee keeps her eye on it this time, takes it down and then plays a nice ball over towards Emma Murphy. Murphy looking now to spin away from the attentions of Aideen O'Connor. Bar Rangers player in, and Murphy playing a ball inside, but never giving up on the ghost there was O'Connor. Laura Hayes looking to fight it out as well. Ball is on the ground, trying to be dug out by a few feet. Imagine a crowd now coming in for the matches. They're going to stick to the stands. The terrace is going to be quite wet. Even the terrace, concrete terrace behind us, behind the goal, the city end goal. I can't imagine too many people are going to want to get stuck in the wet, although the rain is blowing from the city end into the O'Loughlin Gales end, so that might be a nice stand to be in either, but we're not going to worry about it too much because we're coming to the end of the action here. 5 minutes of additional time. If you're wondering where this goes going, there could be still a goal opportunity here for Cork. It'll wrap it up. Chance come in there from Aisling Egan, but the ball has gone over the bar. I think Norris got a touch on it. She's kept the duck egg on the scoreboard for Cork. In fact, it was the Ali Smith, I should have said. And there it is, call a halt. Ali Smith with the final score then for Cork brings them on to 23 points. It's a 10-point defeat for Kilkenny. Cork will be in the Very Ireland National Camogie League Division 1A final. Kilkenny, well, the league is done and dusted for them this year, other than they'll have a say in who will be in that final alongside Cork, because they will play Tipperary the next day. Tipperary hunting for a victory, because at the moment they just lead Galway in the scoring table in second place, and it'll all ultimately rest on next weekend. Cork and Galway. Galway have to beat Cork if they're going to be in the league final, and Tip have to beat Kilkenny if they're going to be considered. So that's going to be the two games that'll have something riding on it next weekend. But for Cork, they won't worry about it. They're in the National League final. It's a 100% record. They've defeated Kilkenny here by 23 points to 110. Right, you're welcome back here to UPMC Nolan Park, and the man standing beside me, big happy smile on his face. 100% record, National League final place booked. Matthew Toomey, good performance.
Yeah, delighted with the performance, in fairness. I suppose we had a good first half, but we were very conscious about the start of the second half. The conceded goal, but the way we came back, you absolutely thrilled with the character. It's March, we won't get carried away with anything. But look, we're taking small steps all the time, and we're very happy with today's performance.
And you did it in bursts, Matthew, at times. Kilkenny, as I said, started strong. You were going toe to toe. Then you got a 4-point burst. They came back, another 4-point burst. And, that put you in a 5-point lead. With that win behind you in the second half, it was a good lead at half time.
It definitely was, yeah. I suppose the two teams know each other very well. So, you are going to get opportunities like that. They got their patch. They've quality all over the field. I know there's a few players down as well, same as ourselves. But you've quality all over the field, so you have to be careful with them. But they're going to get their purple patch. We're well aware of that. So it's just how we react with that, and that's what we were concerned about.
Matthew, the big thing though that I've seen in the games I've seen from you in recent weeks though is the fact that some of the responsibility even on scoring but anything else has been now well spread around, and when you have two players in the middle of the field that are able to chip in with scores as well. Fiona Keating was standout for us today and we're giving her the player of the match, but when other players are stepping in, it obviously eases the burden.
Absolutely, and I suppose when you think who you're come back to be, like Katrina Mackey, Orla Cronin, Pamela Mackey, Aisling Thompson, there's a few more as well on top of that, but you have to be happy with that. We can't be depending on just on Amy O'Connor getting all the scores like she was at the start of the thing. We were conscious about that, so the spread of scores today was great, and we still, I know we got 22, 23 points. We still left a lot of scores after us, especially the goals. But look, obviously the scoring we were delighted with, but it's the share of it is brilliant.
Now, it's obviously the league final decided, but you could still have a major say in who will be there with you as well. You can't take on, you won't obviously be leaving it easy in Galway either. You're going to be going toe to toe with them next weekend. Absolutely.
Every game we want to test out something new. We learned a lot from today. We need more games. It's all about games this time of the year. We certainly won't be, putting the white flag up for next week. We'll be going strong again and having a cut off, especially down Páirc Uí Chaoimh. It's our probably first time this year. I know we're playing a Munster Championship there as well, but how many opportunities you get to play down the park, so there's going to be Cork supporters there for the football, so we want to put on a performance for ourselves as well and be ready for the league, because I think there's a couple of weeks break anyway, so we'll go head for leather.
Wish you the best of luck and well done today.
Thanks a million.
Thanks Indeed for joining us here in the wet weather and everything like that, and a lady that's been hanging around and going to give you this now, Fiona. My hands are quite full. Congratulations, you're our player of the match. I won't hang around too long with the wet here, but important coming to Kilkenny that you probably, for yourselves and everything that maybe gone on last year, to get a good win here today.
Yeah, I suppose we've been working a lot on training on things that we could improve on, and I think we put a lot of that practice into play today. And everyone's fighting for places as well. We have the two Mackeys and Orla Cronin and a few more to come back after injury. So it's everyone's chance during the league to put their hands up and fight for a spot on the team. But there's a lot of positives to come away from the match today. But I think there's still a lot to work on, and we kind of see from that today. We'll go back to the drawing board Tuesday and work on more stuff that we need to improve on.
Fiona, are you enjoying the role that you have this year under Matthew?
Yeah, it's different. Every year it's something different. But it's great. I suppose they give you a bit of freedom to, do what you want. But at the same time, you have a role to play in the team. And I think, when you listen to experts like Matthew and Liam and stuff, I think, they put so much work in behind the scenes that, they have everything nailed down to a T, and what they tell you to do is what you do. And, it all plays or links into the play and results in great wins like today.
Yeah, because you seem as a team to be playing, with a sense of freedom out there, because again, as I was just saying to him, it's the shared responsibility, and it's not just maybe reliance on one or two players to even get scores, but even just to be the ones involved in play.
Yeah, from the score you racked up today, I don't know how much people added to the scoreboard, and it's great not to depend on one or two players to rank up all your scores. You have the likes of Orla Cahalan in with us now, playing a really dominant place in the team this year, and that's not a place she was last year. I think she has a big say in the team this year, and I think she's just one of the young players that are coming through in Cork, and it's great to have such a great standard of young players coming through, because the likes of the older players won't last forever, so it's great to have the youth coming through in the team.
Yeah, but you're one of those that's shine the light as well. Congratulations.
Thank
and well done, our player of the match.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There, talking to us this afternoon. I think we're going to be done and dusted then here from UPMC in Nolan Park, so I hope you've enjoyed the action. A cracking encounter for if you're a Cork fan, but with Kilkenny there's probably a little bit now to work on ahead of the Leinster Championship and the subsequent All-Ireland series. Well, with thanks to Luke and David behind the mics, they've been doing all the action here. As he said, I've been Killian Whelan. Looking forward to another day's action probably next weekend, when it is going to be interesting. Tip and Kilkenny, Cork and Galway, that second spot in the league final to be decided. Who's going to win out? Well, I'm sure we'll all find out next weekend. Thanks indeed for watching. Good luck to you.
Invincible.